Alright, so sometimes chat conversations just aren't enough to close a deal. Customers might prefer verbal communication for better clarity and quicker decisions. So, with just a single click, users and businesses can instantly connect over a WhatsApp call. Now, to connect with a customer via WhatsApp call, the business first needs to get permission from the user. To do this, the business can send a call permission template message requesting the user's approval. Once the message is sent, the user can then choose whether to grant or deny that permission. If the user grants permission, the business can make calls for 7 days from the date the permission is approved. During this week, the business is allowed to place outbound calls to the user. Now, businesses can also send a call now template message. This message includes a button that allows users to instantly place a voice call to the business. And here's a cool part. Once the user initiates a call, a 7-day calling permission is automatically granted to the business if it wasn't provided earlier. However, keep in mind that business-initiated calls are limited to 5 calls within a 24-hour period. On the flip side, there's no limit on the number of calls initiated by the user. They can call the business freely during that permission window. Now, if the business has set working hours and a user tries to call outside of those times, the call won't go through. In that case, the user will see alternative options like request a callback or continue via chat. Additionally, users can call the business at any time within those active hours by just clicking on the voice call button. Alright, so in EasySocial, businesses can configure their calling hours. We've got a dedicated video that walks you through navigating the call settings, setting up working hours, and managing other WhatsApp calling permissions. For now, this is just a brief overview to give you a quick glimpse of how it works. So be sure to check out the full video for a detailed walkthrough on setting up call settings. This was just a brief overview. For more detailed limitations and guidelines, let's walk through some key points outlined in Meta's official documentation. Alright, so let's talk about the limitations and key points to remember regarding call templates. According to Meta's official documentation, temporary calling permissions are granted for 7 calendar days, which is about 168 hours from the time you give your approval. This duration is calculated as the total number of seconds in a day multiplied by 7 starting from the exact moment you consent. Now, permanent permissions don't expire, but the same call limits still apply. A business can make a maximum of 100 connected calls within a 24-hour period. These limits apply to the business phone number, not at the account level. You can proactively request calling permission from a WhatsApp user by sending a permission request message. This can be sent either as a free-form interactive message or as a template message. Once the request is sent, the user has full control. They can choose to approve the request, either temporarily or permanently, decline it, or simply not respond. Even after granting permission, the user can revoke it at any time. On the other hand, if the user initially declines the request, they can still grant permission later as long as the permission request hasn't expired. When sending a calling permission request message, a business can send a maximum of 1 permission request within 24 hours and no more than 2 permission requests within 7 days. These limits apply whether the request is sent as a free-form interactive message or as a template message. In cases where business-initiated calls go unanswered or are rejected, if there are 2 consecutive unanswered calls, the system will send a message prompting the user to reconsider the approved permission. If there are 4 consecutive unanswered calls, the previously approved permission will be automatically revoked. But don't worry, the user can choose to grant permission again at any time. Now, here are some key points for businesses to remember. Use your 2 weekly permission requests strategically, sending them when they're most relevant and likely to receive approval. Next up, monitor timing. Keep track of your request limits and calling activity to ensure compliance with the defined time windows. Lastly, respect user choice. Users remain in full control at all times. They can approve, decline, or revoke calling permissions whenever they choose. You can also refer to Meta's official documentation for complete details. The link has been provided in the description for your reference. Alright, so that wraps up our overview of call templates. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this information helpful.